Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick midweek installment of the lesson series this week. And I thought I would do Lonesome Road Blues. It's a tune out of Masters of Instrumental Blues Guitar that I use with a lot of my students to get people started with finger picking. All right? Now, I did this song a while back and I asked if anybody would be interested in a lesson, and a lot of people came back and said, yeah, let's have a lesson. So, let's get started. This guitar is in standard tuning, okay? That's E, A, D, G, B, E. This is the 6th string, this is the 1st string, okay? The first thing I want to do is give a quick little tutorial on finger picking, if you've never done that. Alright, so let's make a C chord. And a C chord is simply, you're going to take your 3rd finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 5th string, your 2nd finger, put it on the 2nd fret of the 4th string, and your 1st finger, put it on the 1st fret of the 2nd string. And then you play strings 1 through 5, or you're going to strum it 5 down through 1 together. Alright? Now, let's talk about how to do some finger picking. The first method of finger picking I ever learned was a very simplified form of Travis picking, and here it is. All it is you're going to play with your thumb on the 5th and the 4th string, and you're going to alternate. They call that alternating bass. Then you're going to play with your middle finger on the 2nd string and your 1st finger on the 3rd string, and you're going to go, and you're going to stick to those strings. You go thumb, middle, thumb, index, thumb, middle, thumb, index. Okay, there's one more variation of that. You would play your thumb and your middle finger at the same time, same strings. So, thumb middle, thumb first, thumb middle, thumb index, thumb middle, thumb index. This is the same picking pattern that I use when I play Dust in the Wind. So it's very versatile. It's a finger picking pattern you can get in a lot of things. Okay, so let's look at the chord shapes really quickly. We've got C, and then we're going to play a form of F that's going to allow us to be able to hammer on with our 2nd finger, our index finger, or our middle finger. And that form of F means I'm going to take my 1st finger and play on the 6th string on the 1st fret, my 3rd finger and play on the 3rd fret on the 4th string, my 2nd finger is going to be responsible for the 2nd fret on the 3rd string, and then the 1st fret on the 1st and 2nd strings will also be played by my 1st finger, which will bar. And we're just never going to touch the 5th string. So now, why do I play an F that way in this song? Well, really, they would usually take their thumb and hook it over and play the F up here like this. But I never had big enough hands to do that. So I figured this method out and thought, heck, it'll work. Besides the fact that I'd seen both Etta Baker and Elizabeth Cotton playing it that way, I thought, cool, I'm good if I do that. I'm in good company. All right, then we're going to also have G. And the way we're going to form G in this tune is we're going to take our 3rd finger, put it on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, our pinky, put it on the 3rd fret of the 1st string, and I've used the meat of my 3rd finger, the fat part here, to kind of mute out the 5th string so that if I hit it, I'm just getting strings 6, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, this is an old way to make a G chord. It's the way my grandfather made a G. All the time. A lot of times he would lay down his 2nd finger there on the 2nd fret of the 5th string, but it's just a quick, dirty way to make a G chord, and it works real well for this. All right, let's tackle the first 4 measures, which are all C. Now, the C chord form that they're using here is C, like I showed you, but then you're going to take your pinky, see my pinky out here? Beep, boop, beep, boop. and you're going to lay it down on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Alright? You're going to alternate. Alright, all that is you're going to play the 1st and the 5th string at the same time. Boom. And then you're going to play the 4th string, and you're going to alternate that with the pinky on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. Right? Then you're going to come back, because you're alternating, right? You're going 5, 4. After that one, you're going to play the 2nd string, and you're holding down a C, so it's going to make a good sound. Right? You're going to keep that alternating bass. Okay, now the second half of that, the second measure, is the same rhythm. Bum, 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 bum. This time you don't play the 2nd string, you stay on the 1st string. Bum, bum, bum. Then the 3rd measure, you're going to play the 1st string open, take your pinky off, and then you're going to play it with the pinky on it. Alright, so you're going to go thumb and middle, thumb, index. And then just finish out the measure with the thumb, thumb, right? Thumb, middle, thumb, index, and then thumb for the last 2 beats of that measure. So far we have okay, excuse me. And then the last measure, or the 4th measure of this passage, we're going to play the 5th and the 1st strings. The 1st string's open. You're still holding down that C, so you still got your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Okay, so then you're going to bring your pinky onto the 2nd string at the 3rd fret. Boom, boom. Okay, here what you're doing, you're going thumb and index, and then thumb, thumb. Alright, so the first 4 measures, and hopefully you understood that. It was a little convoluted, but here we go. Then we're going to go into that F shape that I talked about that's like this. Now, this was always very hard for me when I first started. Wag my finger. Alright, it's still a little tough because I got a lot of fat on this finger right here where I have to lay it down. Alright, so what you're doing is you're going to hammer on the 3rd string, the middle finger. So the melody line goes. Alright, and you're alternating the 6th and the 4th string. Hammer. Okay? Hammer. So, hammer on to from the open to the 2nd fret on the 3rd string while you're playing the 6th string with your thumb. And you've got your fingers. Your first finger is going to be on the 1st fret on the 6th string. Your 3rd finger is going to be on the 3rd fret of the 4th string. Now you're going to go, and you're going to quickly lay your index finger down to bar all 6 strings. All right, but avoid that 5th string because it's not going to sound good if you hit it. So you're going to go hammer, and then 1st fret, 2nd string, hammer, and all that is all right, and all that bottom is hammer, thumb, bottom. So it's string 3 and 4, 3, 4, and then the next measure is just taking basically, the next measure is very easy for this part, as long as you get the rhythm correct. You got your first finger on the first fret of the 6th string, your third finger on the 3rd fret of the 4th string, and your pinky on the 3rd fret of the 2nd string. And you're going to play your first string and your 2nd string together, and then you're going to play your thumb up on the 4th string, and then 2nd string, then 1st string, then 2nd string, and then 3rd string, 3rd string, 4th string. Because you're alternating 1 4 1 4. Okay. Now the next two measures are the same. They're just, and all that is making a C again. And this time you're alternating the bass between the 5th and the 6th string. So you're going to move your 3rd finger. You're going to go to the 3rd fret on the 6th string for this alternating bass. 3 on 5, 3 on 6. And you're going to play the 3rd fret on the 5th string and the 2nd fret on the 2nd, or 1st fret on the 2nd string at the same time. And this is where that Travis picking comes in really great for these two measures, because you can just go. Alright, then we're going to go back to the F shape. And we're basically going to play the same thing again that we played in the other two measures with F. Alright, now when we go back to the C, we're going to go doing the same thing, except the first beat when we're alternating is going to be open 1st string. Alright, so it goes 1st string, alternate, 1st fret on the 2nd string. Now, got coming up on the big ending here, folks. Boy, I hope you guys can follow me on this one, because it's kind of tough to show these until I can figure out how to actually get tablature to run along the bottom of the screen so you can see it, you know. Alright, so the next one is that G form, which is 3rd finger, 3rd fret 6th string, pinky, 3rd fret 1st string. And you're going to alternate from the 6th to the 4th string. That's just 3rd fret, open on the 1st string. And then you're going to play 1st fret on the 2nd string for the next measure goes. 1st fret on 2nd string, 3rd fret on 2nd string. It's the whole song. The last is just putting your fingers on that C. And then the last thing I play is just the C chord. Alright folks, have fun with it. If you have any questions, get in touch with me. Hopefully that wasn't too convoluted for you. And I look forward to seeing you next time.